गोइंग टू स्कूल से एक प्रोजेक्ट मिला है, गुणों का पिटारा। उसमें मैंने 5 कौशल बनाए हैं।
इसमें हमें अपने शहर, मोहल्ले और गलियों की छोटी, बड़ी और माध्यमिक समस्या के बारे में लिखना था।
These teenagers are learning entrepreneurial skills. They have identified role models in their locality, and more than anything else, they love going to school.
Children read one story on Saturdays for 2 hours. They then play a game in the classroom. This is all to learn a skill. So again, negotiation, the importance of being on time, building a team, how to identify a problem and take initiative. So they're all teaching entrepreneurial skills through stories. And children then go, over the weekend, they go into their communities and they create a project. So they will make a children's newspaper where they go and interview local entrepreneurs, identify their skills and draw their portrait. They'll make a cash flow statement.
A desire to explore new possibilities brought Lisa Heydlauff to India in 1998. A teacher by profession, Lisa bid adieu to her life in UK. But what remained with her was a query once posed by her student.
I moved around a lot when I was young. I was always the new kid in class, and so I was always asked by children where I moved to these new schools, what is it like to go to school where you went to school? And it was very difficult to answer that question. And then here we were 10 years later where I was a teacher and I had a class of 16 6-year-olds, and I was now teaching my class about India. And there's a little boy in my class called Oliver, as the story goes, true story, who asked me, what is it like to go to school in India? And I said to Oliver that I didn't know, but I promised him that if I ever went to India, I would find out.
Lisa travelled to different parts of the country to witness the sheer grit with which underprivileged children went to school. And she went on to compile 25 such stories into a graphic novel. Her mission: to motivate other children to not drop out of school.
The first project was Going to School in India, which is a children's book, and we said it was a celebration of what school could be, from going to school in a tent in the middle of the desert to going to school in the dark with solar lanterns. And the idea behind Going to School in India was simply, can we make a beautiful book that tells positive stories of how children are going to school across India and how they're learning activity-based lessons that will help them transform their lives.
With the conviction that a beautiful story can change a child's life, Lisa Heydlauff founded Going to School, an education trust that designs artistic graphic novels which contain stories of children who braved all odds to go to school, and of children who learnt and used a skill to improve their lives.
The idea behind Be an Entrepreneur is simply that it would be wonderful to teach children skills at school at scale, and that for us entrepreneurial skills are employability skills. The skills can be applied to getting a job or creating a job once you complete your education. Every project that children complete over the weekend, I like to think is an experience of becoming an entrepreneur.
The Going to School office in Patna is home to all the weekly projects that these children make. They are then assessed and the feedback is incorporated in the next set of storybooks that are rolled out in 871 secondary schools in BIHAR.
We train the teachers for 3 days to use the stories with children. So each of the stories comes with an activity in the back that children have to do. So we have a team of 31 people that visit schools, support the teachers, collect the projects.
It's a program that holds the promise of a better future for thousands of children. Not only are they motivated to study, thousands like Nancy are also on the path of becoming young social crusaders.
प्रोजेक्ट मिला था, उसमें हम लोग को अपने गली, शहर, मोहल्ले में जो समस्या है उसको लिखना था, और हम लोग इसको कैसे ठीक कर सकते हैं, क्या हमें अपने दोस्त की ज़रूरत है, क्या सरकार की ज़रूरत है.
Apart from providing these books free of cost to children in Bihar, Lisa also motivates youth to make business plans that solve a problem in their city or locality, inculcating the spirit of entrepreneurship amongst people belonging to low-income groups.
BFund is for after the age of 18. Once you've completed your education, you have a business idea that solves the problem where you live, you can call the BFund, and we work with you to make a business plan and present it to the investment committee, get up to 5 lakhs to solve a problem where you live and become a hero. And then we tell your story back to children.
Lisa Heydlauff has made schooling fun and meaningful for close to 87,000 children in Bihar. And for this Indian at heart, this is just the beginning of a movement of creating young social entrepreneurs in all nooks and corners of the nation.
We have a movement of young social entrepreneurs who are the heroes that we need for the time we're in. And I would say just give them 3 years. You know, they will be doing the greatest amount of good they possibly can for anyone, and hopefully they'll be inspired by a story that once upon a time they read at school.